Hi, I'm Carol Steele. Both Ned and Farrell were totally blind. They both went back and got them seeing eye dogs. The second time Farrell went back to get his dog, he met his wife Rose. Ned got two different dogs from the seeing eye to help him. The first one was Jean and the second Emil. Both Ned and Farrell did wonderful. They made the very best of their lives. Ned said that he knew he was going to be blind, but he just made the best of it. He always spent his time trying to make everybody else feel good and never worried about himself. He was a wonderful, wonderful person. A year went by and one day we went to Moroni to the dance. Ned kept going to the dances and swimming. He went to the shows and did everything that he'd done before he was blind. We even went skating. I was a terrible skater and I run him right into the wall because I couldn't stop. One night we went to Moroni to the dance. We loved to go to Moroni on Saturdays to the dance. It was held in a place called the Bungalow. We were dancing and he said, "It's awfully warm in here, isn't it?" And I said, "Yay." He said, "Shall we walk outside?" And I said, "Okay." So we walked outside and we walked for about a block and he pulled a ring out of his pocket and put it on my finger. I grabbed him and kissed him and took him and dragged him to the light so I could see my ring. It was a beautiful ring. I was so excited. We were standing out under the light post looking at the ring and everybody going by a honking and I was kissing Ned. Then we went back into the dance and showed everybody my ring. And let them know that we were engaged. 5 months later we got married. My mom and dad were wonderful with me about it, but I knew they were worried very, very much. But they never gave me a bad time about it ever. We got married and had 9 kids. Everything turned out really good. I didn't know too much about money. Ned was getting $100 a month and I thought I would never have to worry about money as long as I lived because he's getting $100 a month. Anyway, with the help of Heavenly Father we did great. Ned and I went to junior prom together. I remember that he bought me a wristwatch and gave it to me that night. It was wonderful. It was held in Nephi at the old gym. I think it's a fire station now. The theme of the dance was Blue Moon. I remember that I wore a pink formal. I loved dancing with Ned. He was the best dancer you could ever believe. All the girls really liked to dance with Ned because he was such a good dancer. I always felt so proud dancing with him. Ned knew that I didn't like smoking or drinking. One day after he'd give me my diamond, I come up to Santaquin. Ned's car was out in front of Walt's, so I stopped and went in and he was sitting up to the bar with a beer. It made me mad, so I walked over and took off my ring. I threw it down and gave it back to him. Then I left. I was mad as heck. I went back home and some kids from Delta came down and I was joking around with them and this one kid named Cleo said, "If I bought you a diamond, would you take it?" I said, "Oh sure, yay." We just laughed and the next night, there was a ball game in Spanish Fork and we went to the ball game. Here Cleo came with a diamond. I said, "Cleo, I can't take that." The thing of it was that I never had even gone with Cleo. He was just one of their friends and I was just teasing with him. I said, "I can't take that diamond." I gave it back to him and we were laughing and joking. Someone came up with a great plan to go to the game and tell everybody that I had gotten this ring from another boy from Delta that I had at least dated. Eugene. We wanted to go and show my sister Donna. She lived in Spanish Fork. We thought that would be a good joke. So we went to Spanish Fork and took Cleo's ring and put it on me and told everybody that Eugene gave it to me. Then we went to Donna's and told her. Donna said, "And you took it?" And I said, "Yay." Then she said, "What about Ned?" I said, "Oh, the heck with Ned." So we went around and we showed some other people the ring. And we were just playing it big, making a big shot. The first thing you know, Ned heard about it. The next day Ned was down there right on my doorstep. He came down and apologized and gives me my ring back. He said that he wouldn't drink or smoke or anything anymore. And that he was sorry, and so it paid off pretty good, but I always have been very sorry. And felt very bad that I treated Cleo like I did because I never realized that another person's emotions would be hurt badly. So I'm sorry about that. We decided that we'd get married on Valentine's Day. We went and talked to the bishop and asked him if he'd marry us, and he said yes. We had our wedding over to my grandma Olson's house. Ned's folks and my folks and all the family went to the wedding over at the Olsons. Bishop too married us. I wore my sister Donna's wedding gown, which was a beautiful wedding gown. We had heart jello that was red. And cakes. Donna, my sister, was my bridesmaid, but they didn't dress everybody the same back then. Everybody wore formals and suits. But they didn't have them all wear all the same color and that. We had a lot of people at the wedding. We had a really big wedding. It was in Nephi and all of Mom's and Dad's friends were there, all of my friends, all of the school kids come. All of Ned's friends come. He was friends with everybody in Santaquin, all of them came and all of his schoolmates and friends. It was a really, really big wedding. It was nice. We had a program. I remember that Betty and Patsy, Ned's sisters, sang My Happiness. A little girl from Santaquin got up and did 2 cute little dances. Sister Jones got up and gave me a tribute. And Della Hudson gave Ned a tribute. We had a big dance after and it was fun. The reception was held in the South Ward Church. It was a big steakhouse. There were so many people and we got lots of real nice things. It was all very, very nice. They chevried us, it was a tradition to do this. They took Ned and put him in a baby buggy. They give him a baby bottle filled with milk. Then they had me push him up and down the street. He was in the baby buggy up and down the streets in Nephi. After that we went to Santaquin and they took us in waltz and handed me a beer and gave him a bottle, then they took pictures. They had me put the beer up to my mouth for the picture but I didn't drink it. Then we went home and where we stayed was above the bakery in Nephi. This was Jim and Merle's apartment that they were letting us use for our honeymoon. Everybody knew that we were staying there that night. So our gang got in there and played a bunch of tricks on us. Like short-sheeting the bed. They put cowbells under the bed. They put cereal in the bed. And all kinds of stupid stuff like that. So finally we got the bed made up and we were so tired we fell on the bed. And the old cowbells started ringing. Clang, 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 clang. There was the whole gang outside standing at the window waiting for the cowbells to ring. They all started laughing and hollering. Bill, Jim and Merle, Fauna and Donna and Lynn, a whole bunch of them, just a gang. They were all just being silly. I think Jack Olson was part of it too. I think he helped them do all of that. 9 years later we were married for time and all eternity in the Monty Temple. Then we were all sealed together, me and all my family.